Hi, welcome back guys. It's been a few weeks, been working elsewhere, but this week we are going to sand down the transom and start fairing out and getting some sort of level work from there. I think it's my last job before going over the whole boat, double checking, and then it's ready for primer, which I've brought. It's a two-part epoxy primer. But anyway, let's get into the sanding. Okay, so my main goal for this week is going to be to sand this down. I did start a little bit, as you can see there, but the camera weren't recording for some reason. So basically what I want to do is fair this out, get it as flat as I can. It's not going to be 100%, but I can get it flatter. But what I was going to do first of all was whack a load of fairing compound on it and get it level from there. But what I've realised is this bit here was actually a bump coming out, so I would need to use a lot more filler in here than I actually needed to. So this still needs to come down quite a bit, and then also where it comes around, it sort of comes out a bit then goes back in. So what I'm going to do is just take a bit off of this as well. I've gone over with the level and the ruler, and as you can see, it's not too bad. I'd say probably 3 mil in some places, maybe 4. But if I put it there, I don't know if the camera's any good, you can see it's just not touching both ends. And it's the same here. It's flat, quite close to the bottom there, but then the top just pushes it out probably about 5 mil, I would say, just from where my thumb is up to there, and that is because of that. So I'm going to try and sand all that down. Like I said, this is the last bit of it really that I need to do to start the painting. Obviously I need to clean it up. I did do a little bit of cleaning, as you can see, probably from about there backwards. I also tried the 240 grit, just a little test patch, and it is really smooth. So that's what I'm going to use after I've done the 2-part primer. I'm going to use the 240 only from the waterline up, and it was really quick, to be honest with you. I only need to go over roughly, and you can already see it's just, maybe it's too dark, but you can see where that is there. It's rough there, and then goes smooth like standard. So what I'm going to start doing is sanding this. Right, I know what you're thinking. Got the belt sander, it's going to be too rough, but I'll tell you what, I did the top, you can see here, I wish the camera showed it, but that is so flat. Let me just grab the ruler. It's not finished yet, Still need to take a little bit off, but I thought I needed to show. You can see how flat it is at the top now. That is actually perfect. It touches the bottom, little gap in between now. Still need to do a little bit on that, but that's 100 times better. Like I said, the camera don't do it justice. Had to sand a little bit here. Let me see if I can get the camera in the right angle. Sorry about this. So you can actually see from that, there is hardly, there's maybe 1 mil down there, maybe 2 mil. About sanded definitely for the win. Plus, like I said, it makes it really flat. I've done the top as well. You can actually see how flat it is now. Maybe raised up a little bit just there, which still can come down. Like I said, I've done so many layers of fiberglass on this. I've allowed a little bit to play. Like I said, even the original hole is behind this, from the bottom of the boat up to here, and we've gone layers over that, and obviously this is almost level with it. So I would say it was at least maybe 18 layers of fiberglass was put in here. That's a chop strand and woven mixed together. But I'm going to do some more sanding. This is actually going a lot better with this than what I thought. Plus it don't matter if it looks a bit too rough, because fairing compound is going on the whole lot of this, but now it means I probably need a couple mil instead of maybe 5 or even more in some places. So that's what I'm going to focus on this week, is trying to get this sanded down perfect. See what time I got, acetone it up, maybe even get some fairing compound on there, but I don't want to say anything. It never seems to work that way. My main thing is to try and get this as level as I can, and as flat as I can without going too deep. But like I said, there's so many layers. So yeah, let's carry on. Okay, and that is actually all sanded now, all flat. I've set the camera on a tripod for now, so I can quickly come around and show you the ruler. You can now see that is touching there, and it's a minimal gap there. The biggest part was here. I had to grind a lot of that down, but that is now flat. All the way across is flat. Let me just quickly move you again. Sorry about this. So that's the top of the transom, is now dead flat. Same as if you go this way on top. You probably can't see it on the camera, but there is just minimal, maybe 1 mil, less than that. So when the fairing compound goes on, I won't have to put too much on. And I've also done behind this as well, the transom. That is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, let's have a quick look. That is nice and flat as well. A couple little low patches you can see there, in there, but that will be fairing compound. The only things I'm going to do now is I am going to go over all the fiberglass. Let's just quickly grab the camera again. Grab all the fiberglass, sand it all down, sorry. Anything that hasn't been sanded will be resanded, just so whatever I put on there has got a good grip of sanded. And then what I'm also going to do is, this is, like I said, this is now flat, this is flat, so what I'm going to do is just curve it nicely, take out any little, even though, like I said, fairing compound, a little bit will go on here, not too much, and go from there. So yeah, next day, and obviously I'm just going to quickly grab the grinder, or I've got a floppy disc or a flat disc or whatever you call it, just to blend these in a little bit better. For that, I'm happy with that. Don't know if you can see it over there. It is dead flat almost. Quite happy with that. So yeah, more sanding. Okay, and there was a couple drips from the fibre, the resin that I didn't get last time, so I've just sanded that down there. This has now all been roughed up. Oh, sorry. All roughed up. Oh, where you gone? Camera's useless. I even took a little bit more with the grinder just in case. Check the level, looks good. I almost forgot, I didn't even mention it on the I've done all underneath. Let me see if I can get the camera off this tripod, it's a bit awkward. Alright, we're back. Yeah, so all of that's now been sanded and took all the big bits off the edge so it all blends in. So that's the bottom done, the back done, two sides all, so it's ready for the fairing compound. Like I said before, I need to top that one up, and it might be too dark now. Yeah, I think it is, but the two little, I guess, pinholes that he's filling in. And that's pretty much, I'm ready to go, I think. Clean it up, which will be tomorrow now. I'm gonna acetone it, clean it up, double check everything, go through the whole boat, because this should be the last bit of fairing on this bottom half. What I've done in here is I've sanded up to here, so maybe even tomorrow I'll finish off this little bit. Don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit water in there that could have been there from before. I just didn't drain it properly. So yeah, I've done down here, just need to do out here, which actually I probably will do tomorrow. Then I can clean up, and then I don't think I've got any more fiberglass into sand. It's just going to be the fairing. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, new day today. So when I turned off yesterday, I just quickly done a few odd little jobs that just would have been a bit boring. Like I put this rubber back on, it was ripped off and all fell down, and had to get the heat gun to it and straighten it out. You can see obviously what I've mentioned before, that someone's had a knock there, which also I've noticed that there's fiberglass been put on there. You can see how rough it looks, and it's missing a chunk. I'll probably get someone to come and help me, but if you can see underneath, you see the holes there, and that's where it originally was. So what I need to do is pull it back off up to there, heat this up, stretch it out, because it's happened everywhere. It gets bigger and bigger. So I might be able to get it to come at least up to there and just buy a little piece for that. Just for now, that would save me a lot of money, because everywhere else it is perfect. All the way around the boat. That was just a side job, like I said, side job I did yesterday when I was clearing up. I thought, oh, I'll quickly get the heat gun out and use it. Like you see, all the way around, looks perfect. Also, what I've done is I'm just doing a little couple of test patches. You can see, obviously, I don't think it's marine paint they've used. I think it's some sort of household paint, so it is just flaking. It's horrible. Then the blue looks like it's the marine paint, and darker blue primer, and then the gel coat. This is all going to be painted anyway, but what I did do is I've done, because it was flaking off, so this is basically just one layer up here. So it's just got the white and some sort of, I don't know if it's a primer or what it is, or it's something to do with the paint, but I managed to peel some off, and I rubbed down the gel coat on the top half of the boat, and it is actually not that bad. Nice and smooth, nice and clean. Obviously there's going to be patches where they've fiberglass or they've repaired. It's not going to look the best, but I thought, oh, if I got a week spare at the end of this, once I've painted the bottom and I'm almost ready to go on the water, just for it to sit in the water, I might just try and peel some of this off and get it back to the original gel coat. It would look a lot better than that, as you can see. A couple people's mentioned that I've spoke to, I could do a little test patch with paint stripper, see what you guys suggest. I don't want to put anything on there that's going to damage the gel coat, because no matter what, I'll go down to the gel coat and paint on top of that, so I don't want to ruin the gel coat. This was just side little bits. Like I said, I had a half an hour spare yesterday, so just tidying things up and put it back on. But so today my main thing is I'm gonna finish sanding all in here and the bottom, and then this will be ready to start fairing. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay, and that's all done. I done a little bit up there as well, so when it does come to the primer, I can wrap it up to there. That will be a different section to do. Same on this side. Obviously I'll put so much filler in here and then work on this a different time. But this is now ready for the filler, the fairing compound. I can get that ready. So what I'm going to do now is acetone it all up, give it a really good tidy. So today I'll probably, because today's going to be the last day on this for this week, I'm going to acetone it all up, give it a good clean, which will probably take a little while. Just clean it up really, so it gets a little bit closer, because it gets closer to the painting. And this is got really dusty by sanding this fiberglass, even though it's going to get dusty again when I sand the fairing compound. But just try and keep it tidy. So yeah, I'll acetone this up now and give it a little hoover maybe and clean up, okay? As you can see, I've hoovered all around the edge, but that's a massive improvement. I will acetone it just before I've got everything, putting everything together now for next week. Fairing compounds back out. So when I acetoned that, I did do a little patch here. Don't know if you can see it just there, yeah. And the paint is coming off with acetone. Obviously, I'm thinking of some sort of paint stripper or something that in those lines, see if it's quicker, easier. If not, if you guys don't think it's a good idea, then I will just carry on sanding as much as I can, because it is only one layer on top, or maybe two whites. I don't know if I zoom in a bit. You can see there's one layer there and one layer there. And then whatever that brown is. And then I think from the bottom to the rub rail is where you've got the original blue, and there's dark blue. You see how rough it looks. It looks so horrible. But how easy that was coming off, that's why I thought I might even consider doing it this year. I might still change my mind, depends how far I get, because obviously my main focus is painting this bottom half, getting everything structurally done on the outside. Then really I want to jump inside and do those last three jobs that I keep mentioning, which is the kitchen stringers. Don't need to put the kitchen in yet, but the kitchen stringers and the floor would be nice. Then I know everything from the seating area backwards and the middle where the seating is, I'll show you on another video, is actually had fiberglass redone the whole thing. Also the four stringers on the ceiling. Sorry, someone just come out of stop the video quick. And I want to do the anchor locker, so I think that'll give it good structural support, especially for anybody that wants to sit or stand at the top of here. Especially the way, if I can get there, I've got a door there, or window, whatever you want to call it. It opens up, people can get in and out, which I think is going to be used quite a lot, especially when I'm going through locks. I'm sure someone for a quick exit will come out there to chuck a line out. So I definitely want to get that anchor locker in, which, you know, it's only 3 jobs. It's not, and then that's pretty much done in there. But next week we will, like I said, get onto the fairing. I want to finish that off. The transom, the whole of the transom should be done by next week. Because what I've done is, obviously where I've sanded there and there flat, I think that is going to be my border. That is going to be the thickest I'll go on fairing compound. I won't go any thicker than this stop here. It's level, it'd be nice. And then really I'm gonna probably clean the boat up. Actually no, before that I will go around the boat, just double check I've got everything, make sure I've not missed anything sanding, because I know I need sand underneath. which would be easier once I get it back on the stands, I think, for painting. As I can see, this will be a pain painting if I don't get it on the stands. And a couple patches that I need to sand down. Like I said, I will go round the boat thoroughly, make sure it's all cleaned up, washed, no mold. Clean it so many times, I don't want nothing on there, no grease. I'll probably buy some proper boat cleaner just to degrease it. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.